Hey everyone, and welcome to another Victor's Sanctum video. And this time we're coming at you with another video for our YouTube channel. I'm RyCP, and I'm here to talk to you about the Legion demonic invasion that's currently happening in Azeroth. So, many of you may have heard recently about this demonic invasion and have wondered exactly what is going on with this. Well, if you think you know everything about this, currently, you don't. I can honestly say that you don't know anything in full. They just had a couple of patches recently. So, due to the fact of these patches, it's changed a little bit about what these demonic invasions are about, and really who can participate and reap rewards, as well as just contribute to the event. Now, I'm not sure if everyone knows this, but that's why I'm here. So today we're going to go over everything for you, and that way we're all on the same page, and you can properly plan for Legion, especially if you are an Altaholic, like I know so many people to be who do PvP. So, with the Legion demonic invasion, the demonic invasion event will slowly ramp up, and it will get closer as the Legion expansion does come to release. Right now, we've got every 4 hours, 2 areas spawn. Now, if you take a look at the map here, we'll go ahead and we'll make this full screen. If I can. There we go. Now, you'll notice these little demonic-looking portals that are right here. Well, if you hover over them, they tell you how much time there is left on them. Currently, the one in Westfall, we have 2 hours and 41 minutes, and it'll be the same for the one up here as well, where I'm at, although I can't click because I'm sitting right on top of it. So, these are actually going to intensify in the next 2 to 3 weeks upon release for Legion. So, what we have here is we're currently at Terran Mill. I'm on my Horde Warlock, and as you can see, I'm level 95. I was level 90 2 days ago. All I've done is show up to these events and participate and contribute. And you get some fantastic items and boxes, and you also get wonderful XP that is just great. It's fantastic. So for these invasions, several zones are currently being invaded. You have Tenaris, Westfall, Northern Barrens, Hillsbrad Foothills, which is currently where we're at Terran Mill. We've got Dunmorrow, and Azshara is actually right out the back gate of the Orgrimmar Horde City capital. Now, each invasion zone is a wide scenario entered by any character that moves into the invasion area. Each scenario does have 4 steps, and as you can see, we're currently on stage 1, Defend Terran Mill. We have a percentage going right here of how many things that you do have to kill and liberate or help and things like that. And you can see there's a ton of Alliance people right now flying above. Well, 3 or 4. It's quite early in the morning. It's 8:19 here Eastern, so I'm on a Western server, so this server is not hopping right yet, but usually there's a lot of people at these events. So, basically stage 1 is you defend against the invasion at specific points, such as Orgrimmar's, Reargate, Terran Mill, etc., etc. Stage 2, once we finish this, we're going to have to defeat 2 lieutenants and a commander. Now, upon completion of this quest, you will receive a small Legion chest, and I have one right here to show you. When you receive these Legion chests, they basically give you gear. We got some Fel-infused bracers, and we've got the currency that's being used currently right now too, as in 5 nether shards. Then, after you defeat stage 2, it goes to stage 3. Now, stage 3 is a little bit wider of a variety. You defeat various invading forces marked on the map. So, when you click on the map, there's going to be a bunch of these little fel crystals pop up all over. And there's also going to be bosses marked with skulls. The bosses are named. They're all forces of the Legion, commanders and such. And when you do get a chance, if you do end up killing these quote-unquote high-value targets, they're marked on the map by skulls, killing these you will find grants you nether shard currency, roughly anywhere between 5 and 15 a kill. It is random, but if you're actually going after goods and you're going after the currency to be able to purchase what you need to purchase in this pre-expansion event, that's a great way to do it. Is every time that you see on the map that we've got one, here's a little skull right here, the Warbringer Shield Ravaz. So we'll fly in a little closer and we'll see what Warbringer is here. It looks like right there. And then there's another Warbringer. Now we're in stage 2, so these are the lieutenants. So there's one lieutenant down, and there's going to be a second lieutenant down, and then we're actually going to have to kill a commander when there's the commander right there, Azradel. So upon the completion of that, then we go into phase 3. And that's kind of what we're talking about right here, these high-value targets. You get anywhere from 5 to 15 per kill if you do actually participate in a kill on any of these. And you can see right here I've got 5 nether shards from the box that I opened. Now, after you finish stage 3, stage 4 happens. Stage 3 does take a little bit of time if there's not too many people doing this. It's a little bit more difficult to go around to try to kill all the bases that pop up, as well as some other stuff that's going on. And I just died because I was not high enough. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to res and then get back on mount so I can show you guys what's going on here. So let me get up here. And I do have to say that there is quite a bit of damage that is tossed around during these events. So if you are a low level and you can make it to these events, you want to make sure that you kind of stay clear and don't die too much, because it's really simple to get a 2-minute res timer. But that being said, stage 4 we're going to defeat a boss. The NPC is at the original invasion point, so it will actually be spawning right here at Terran Mill, right in the middle usually. They are more dangerous. The boss is challenging and does require a group. You cannot solo these bosses. Upon completion of this quest, you will receive a large Legion chest, which is what I have right here. Upon opening of this, you have the ability to receive different things. It looks like we've got the Fel-infused Hauberk, which this is going to be an item that's going on right now. We also got a Coalesce Fel, which you can use this item on other items to knock them up from a level 7. Let's see here. Well, I have to be level 98 to be able to use that, but it basically takes the gear that you have currently right here, these 577 gear, and it will make it a 725 piece of gear. I believe the gear that you get is about 700 if you're top level, if you're level 100. Okay, so upon that, for the first week of these invasions, they're going to happen every 4 hours or so. So the counters that I showed you that we have on the maps here, 2 hours and 35 minutes. So we've had another hour and 35 minutes, or about an hour and 25 minutes, since this entire event started on this continent. Now, some are over here on Kalimdor, they're just not there right now, and sometimes they're obviously over in Eastern Kingdoms. So, for the first week, as I mentioned, invasions will happen every 4 hours or so, and a couple more remote invasions do start first. That depends. I think it's being more frequent now, being it's the second week this is happening. Now, this increases 300% every week for 2 weeks until all of the invasion zones are active at the same time. And that will be phenomenal. You can go from zone to zone to zone to get ridiculous amounts of XP or boxes every time that you're just in the zone to be able to contribute to this. Now, invasions start supposed to start in more remote zones, as I mentioned, but not necessarily always is that true. Now, for rewards that are obtainable for this event, you saw some of the gear that I've been getting. This is all cloth gear, and it's great because, honestly, currently I'm sitting in the Prideful Gladiator gear from level 90, and some Grievous gear. So, once I actually get up to level to be able to use some of this stuff, it will actually be a benefit and it'll be better. And going forward into PvP and Legion, gear is gear. There is no PvP gear anymore, specifically. You just have gear and you've got other gear. Everyone pretty much gets everything wiped, stat-wise, so everybody's equal. Depending if you do have some better gear, the highest you can be from other people is only around 5% better. Your stats will only be about 5% better. So the gear gap is gone, and we've talked about that before. Now, completing a scenario, as I mentioned, you get 2 ones. You get a large Legion chest and a small Legion chest. Also, your achievement, Stand Against the Legion. So if you complete one of these events, you get Stand Against the Legion. If you complete all 6 scenarios, you receive the award achievement, Defender of Azeroth, Legion of Invasions. Now these chests can contain nether shards, as I showed you, and item level 700 armor and or weapons. The weapons are not a frequent drop, I will say that. I've been trying to get a transmog sword on my warlock here, as well as my mage. So I'd log in and try to do the events. The weapons can be upgraded to level 725 with Coalesced Fell. And doing each scenario will reward you with nether shards in your box. Now, there is actually a vendor, to which I'm not certain where the vendor is here. I know where it is on a couple other places, and I'd have to look. I might have an idea, but there's a little vendor that you talk to, and he looks like a treasure goblin, but he's a demon. And he's got plenty of things that you can purchase. The obtainable gear that you can get. There's weapons are only available through your boxes, except for the glaives. There's some glaives that you can buy. They cost, I believe, 200 or 150 for one glaive. And the gear set that you can get, it's basically a look, so it's for transmog purposes only, but you get the entire gear sets for 200 nether shards apiece. And those are only to use for transmogs. Now, over the last few days, there have been some very important hotfixes to the invasion event. And that's why I'm making this video, is to let everybody know about this. So, basically, the big thing that happened, there was a hotfix event on the 12th, which was 3 days ago. And they changed the invasion, so they should now provide XP on a stage completion to characters under max level. And you think about that and you go, okay, so the hotfix and XP issues, big deal, right? What's the deal? Well, the wonderful thing about this is the fact that since they hotfixed all these XP issues, when you come down here and you start killing stuff, you get XP, or even if you're just in the area, you get XP. Every time that a completion is done, you get XP. So we're going to go over here and see these little fell forges that pop up, as well as this little dude here, which he doesn't have a name, or it's not showing me. We're going to go over to the dude. See where he's at over here. And we've got all these little areas that pop up. To kill these areas, all you do is kill crystals. There's 2 or 3 crystals that are around every base usually. Once you kill them, the bases sink back into the ground. And we're going the wrong way. We need to go over here. Now, these XP buffs, I guess you could call them. Oh, this guy's pretty good here. So as you can see, plenty of people are contributing. Now, the great thing about this is, as I mentioned, you can contribute and you do not have to be anything but a level 10. And that sounds weird. I know that sounds very weird. You're like, well, I'm going to show up and I'm going to kill a 97 elite. I won't even hit it. Incorrect. What Blizzard has done for this is fantastic. They've taken what they've implemented in the new content going forward when you quest out in Broken Isles and things like that, where anyone of the same level, everything's broke down to a percentage. So I automatically do a percentage of damage with my abilities. A level 10 does a percentage of damage to his abilities, and everything is scaled as you see it to your own level. Such as this guy who is a 95 elite. Well, this 95 elite is, I'm a 95, so that's pretty much right on par with what an elite would be for me. So it's still difficult to kill, but it's actually leveled down, and this is one of the coolest things they've ever done. This actually kind of blows what they've done with the phasing, which usually pisses me off more than anything else. It really blows this out of the water. So, just to kind of speak about the experience here a little bit, when you're playing this, if you complete 2 events as a level 90, I guarantee that you're going to get at least 3/4 of a bar. That is 3/4 of a bar of experience. Amazing experience. Now, we've tried this also with a level 10, And level 10s doing 2 of these invasion events, this would be 1, and then you would have to go to the other site for the other. They actually get 9 levels. So you start as a level 10 and you end up as a level 19. It's phenomenal. It's a great way to be able to go through this and get experience and level characters that are alts while still actually contributing and playing along. They did such a fantastic job with this, it's not even funny. At first it was kind of meh because it was just level 100s and you just show up and you just do whatever. But now that I know the fact that you can come and you can contribute and make a difference on a level 10, it's great. It is so great it's not even funny. So, what I guess I'm trying to tell you is, if you PvP and you're an Altaholic, and you enjoy having multiple characters to be able to PvP with, if you want to be able to heal on a Resto Druid, but still have your Warrior, but you also like to have your Warlock and your Mage too to be able to run weekly, to me that's way too much to kind of keep up with. For me, I cannot keep up with that type of stuff necessarily. But if that is you, this is the event for you, and this is what you want to make sure you jump on right now and take advantage of. What you got to do is, if you got all your heirloom gear here, and you've got it all bumped up to level 100 to where it all works to 100 for the most part, jump on this. Put all your heirloom gear on your level 90s if you do not have level 100s, and just go. Put all your heirloom gear on your level 20s if you want to level a brand new character. Say you want to experience the hunters that are brand new for survival and you do not have a hunter. Make a hunter, get him to level 10, and you can contribute to all of these. The only problem is you're going to have trouble getting from here to there in the amount of time that you have. So it helps if you have somebody who is able to fly and has a double mount. Now, if you do have somebody who can fly and has a double mount, it's going to be able to help you get from here to there a lot more simply. Because right now, it is not very conducive to level 10s to be able to run through all these zones with other guards that are higher levels, etc. But, if you've got a friend that's willing to, you know, just show up and basically give you a ride on his back and then hover above the battles, that's really all you need to do to be able to get some experience here. So, take advantage of this, log in, make sure you experience this. They do have only items that are available right now. So all these items that you loot currently, all these failed to use grips, they basically have a look to them, and all of these looks are only going to be around for so long. They're going to be around for this event, and you're not going to ever be able to get these transmog looks again. So if you're a collector, you definitely want to log in if you're interested in doing this and make sure that you try to complete what you can here. Other than that, this is free experience, people. I really don't know what to say anything but that. If you've got characters, I realized that I had a couple characters. My mage was not leveled past 90, my warlock was not leveled past 90, and I necessarily don't play them all that much, but the way they've changed demonology warlocks, which is what I'm playing currently right now, it's very enjoyable to play. It's fun. It's kind of what I felt the class fantasy should have been the entire time. So, I have been playing my Warlock and leveling my Warlock just in case I want to play him. I mostly still play my Mistweaver Monk, and I main it. But, you know, hey, we all have whatever. So, yeah, fantastic event. Can't go any better, can't go any worse, really. If you have any questions, feel free to drop us an email at victorsanctum@gmail.com. And if you'd like to tweet us, you can tweet us at victorsanctum at Twitter, or at victorsanctum, rather. We have a Facebook account, and it's Facebook.com/victorsanctum, I believe is what it is. Anyway, you can do a search and find us. We also do have a website where we put up blogs, and we've got a weekly podcast that we do as well. And the weekly podcast can be found on iTunes, it can be found on Stitcher, and we post it usually once a week unless something pops up. But we are a PvP-focused podcast, not only for WoW, but we also do cover Heroes of the Storm, Hearthstone, and Overwatch. We try to cover StarCraft when we can, but it kind of is sketchy because there's really not a lot of PvP involved unless it's competition when it comes to that. So, thank you for joining us for another video on our YouTube channel here. And hopefully you find yourself being able to easily level what alts you need to level for this expansion. Thanks and have a great one. See you next time.